Good afternoon. This is MadamStar Wiccan Radio Show. Tonight we have a special guest, and that is Lady Vampire Shadow. This is going to be an extraordinary segment tonight of this show, and I hope everybody's waiting to listen to see what it's about and hear what she has to say. Now, Lady Vampire Shadow has been a medium and also a psychic, I guess from the day one, from the day she started breathing on this earth. She has a well contact with animals throughout all her lives. She's also helped them understand them and spoke with them as they spoke back with her about their death and how they are going to die. She's been a psychic for a long time. And also tonight, before we even began with Lady Vampire Shadow, we have here Lady Star Raven. Are you with us, Star Raven?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and we have Lady Diana.
Merry meet.
And again, we have Lady Vampire Shadow. Would you say hello to everybody and greet your listeners?
Merry meet, everybody. Hope you enjoy the show.
Okay, now tonight, like I was discussing, Lady Vampire Shadow, can I ask you a question? And I know I've been dying to ask you for about a couple of weeks now. I had this on my mind. How long did you know? I mean, how did you know that you were psychic, that you'd be able to talk to animals and understand how they feel?
Well, for me, it was just something that came naturally. I didn't know that it was abnormal or weird in regular culture until I was older. Because when I was a little girl, I always had animals with me, and just talking to them was normal. My mother would always just laugh at me in the beginning and say, "Oh, don't be silly, animals don't talk." But that was just something that I did.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's a gift.
Yeah, it's a very strong gift. How old were you when you felt it, when you started recognizing you had this special gift?
Well, my first real memory of seeing animal spirits or anything like that is when I was around 4. I could have been late third year, 4 years old.
Wow.
And we were building a new house. And we had just put the foundation in to this house. We had the bricks up and everything, and we had a big rainstorm that night.
Wow.
So next morning, the whole foundation was flooded, and we had to take the pump and pump it out.
Oh, no.
So I was going down with my father right into the water, and it was up past my knees. My rubber boots did no good in this situation, just completely flooded. And I saw this body float by me. And I was quite terrified by it because, to me, it looked like a large, massive body, almost human-like form.
Oh.
But my dad, he said, "Oh, that's just a mouse." But to me, I did not see this as a mouse. I guess I was seeing the spirit or something like that, and it was just calling out to me.
I can imagine how frightened you were as a young child to see something so horrific as that. Also, too, that from my understanding, I know this is going to be, I'm jumping ahead of myself, because I know you had a special pet at one time. Was that Tazz, right?
Yep, he was one of the most special of them.
Okay. Now, I know you had a very strong bond with these pets, and the pets, and especially your Tazz. And you've learned as a small child you had this gift, but I'm sure you didn't know and understand it at that certain age between 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So I'm sure that you were kind of confused in your lifetime at that young age to be able to see spirits, talk to animals, and they talk back to you, right?
Yes, it was like in the very early days, I didn't really think much of it because it's something I did. I thought everybody could do it. But then once I got older, like when you're a really small child, it's supposed to be normal for you to have imaginary friends, have all these strange little occurrences happen to you because you're supposed to be highly imaginative. But as you grow older, there's a lot of pressure on you from society to go more into the verbal speech and go into the culture. They don't want you to be on the intuitive side and being weird. They want you to be a normal member of society who doesn't have strange occurrences, doesn't talk about all these things that are paranormal.
Have your parents ever tried to... I'm sorry, go ahead, Lady Di.
They try to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, they don't like to hear things like that, especially for children.
Now, Lady Star Raven, you have a question for Lady Vampire?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering if Lady Shadow could actually explain to our listeners and explain to me how these animals look.
You're breaking up, Star Raven.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
You're breaking up, Lady Star.
Form of a naked animal like you would see walking through natural eyes? Are they shadows? Could you explain to them what you see?
She can't hear you, honey. You're breaking up.
Yeah, I think that what you may be saying is, like, when I see the spirits, is it a shadow, or is it actually, like, I would actually see the animal as if it was alive?
Correct.
Well, for me, it was different. Like, sometimes I would see, like, an apparition almost see-through, and other times I wouldn't see the animal, but I would feel it, and I would know it was them when they came to me in spirit form. Like, I was about 8 or 9 years old, and my cat Diesel and a few of our other cats were put down by my mother. And for a long time afterwards, at night, I would feel him sleeping where he used to sleep. He used to sleep up with me in my bed, and I could feel his paws kneading on my leg, and I knew it was him, and I'd feel very comforted by that.
That's very interesting. Very interested. Also, I wanted to mention to our listener out there, this is a very special gift. I mean, I have seen programs of psychic readers, psychic people who had the ability to contact not only just human spirits, but spirits like animals. And
I have two animal spirits. Yeah.
Yeah, animal spirits. And it's very unusual because it's more rare to have this kind of gift than it is for someone to be able to make contact with a human spirit. So you are one out of many that are lucky, because there's very few of psychic. They call them. I think they call them animal. There's a name for them. I forget what it was, and I was reading about it. Okay, let's see.
Interspecies communication is one of the names it goes by.
What is it called?
Interspecies communication.
That's what it is. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And now this, Lady Vampire, can I ask you, I know you're in my group as well as Lady Evelyn's and Lightworker on Earth's group. Are you Wiccan, or do you have another path that you practice?
Well, for me, it was like, when I was small, my parents said they were atheists, but there was a lot of the heaven-hell thing going on with them. And when I was between the ages of 10 and almost 13, I used to go to Children's Church Club. It was a Christian thing. I think it was Baptist religion. And I never really went into that, because from the time I was small, I always felt that animals in nature had souls of their own. And when you're a little kid thinking this, people say, oh, you're crazy, animals, it's just an animal. It's just a cat. It's just a dog. They don't feel anything. And I think that's one of the things that helped me with my ability, is that from a young age I felt that animals were my equal. They're not something that I hold dominion over. They're something that I'm put in charge by the gods and goddesses to look after.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
they're not given to me to hurt. They're given to me to love.
To love.